There is no more room in hell. The dead walk the earth. Let's go. Everybody, welcome to my Zack Snyder review series. And the reason I'm doing this is because we have the Rebel Moon movie coming out later this December. And I thought it'd be an appropriate way to kick off the month of December, but also tell you why I love Zack Snyder. I honestly don't believe, well, actually, I don't understand is what I want to say, why so many people have a hatred for this guy.
We don't fuck with Zack Snyder's Justice League over here. We don't fuck with that DC.
Okay.
I don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah, no, I was like,
that shit makes me mad. Like, I mean, I wrote down a list of problems with that shit. That's how mad I got about it.
I was like, no.
Zack Snyder's movies may really miss the point 9 times out of 10. And he may not understand any character, ever.
I know the films may not be to your liking, it may not be what you prefer, but that doesn't warrant hate. And again, I wanted to do this series again to prepare for the Rebel Moon feature that's coming out on Netflix later this month, and just tell you why I enjoy him as a filmmaker. Now, if you want to skip my rant about why I love Zack Snyder, go to this timestamp right here. But again, I urge you to stay and just hear me out on why he's one of my favorite filmmakers. One of them is he's a filmmaker who loves what he does. There has not been one actor or actress since he started making films that has spoke ill of him. They always speak about his passion. They speak about his energy and how it's just contagious, and he makes everybody feel at home and like a family on set. It's a wonderful creative atmosphere. He listens to his cast for new ideas. He's always looking to explore what's best for the movie in the end. His visual effects team and his action sequences are some of the best in Hollywood, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Snyder films are often just bathed in impressive visual effects and epic action sequences, whether it's a meticulous choreographed fight scenes or a grand scale of his movies. Snyder's ability to create visually stunning spectacles is widely appreciated, especially from me. He has a commitment to vision. Snyder is praised for his dedication to his artistic vision. He often stays true to his creative instincts and is willing to take risks, which many filmmakers don't, and studios don't. His commitment to his craft and his willingness to push boundaries has gained admiration from many fans, including this guy here. Storytelling and direction. Snyder has directed a variety of films across different genres, showcasing his versatility as a filmmaker. He's known for bold and ambitious storytelling, often tackling complex narratives and themes like 300, The Watchmen, and of course, my favorite, Man of Steel, demonstrating his ability to bring graphic novels and iconic characters to life from panel to film. I love that. And last is the fan engagement. What I love about his tweets and what he sends out there, some of his messages are very cryptic, and it's very similar to Hideo Kojima. If you know who he is, the former creator of Metal Gear Solid, who was fired from Konami. He often sends cryptic messages to his fans just to kind of toy with us and just engage with us because he knows that's what we look for. And Zack does the same thing. He engages with the fans. He often has watch-alongs on his social media pages. And again, that just demonstrates his passion to what he does and to the fan base. Then you have all the fundraising and awareness he's done for suicide awareness. Again, he had a tragic episode in his life where his daughter committed suicide while he was making the Justice League film with Warner Brothers and had to take a leave of absence. And then on top of that, it feels such like a low blow for Warner Brothers while he's out to bring another director in and completely butcher his film while he's in mourning. When you add all these tragedies in his life, how he's been treated by the major studios, all the good he's done and all the respect he's gained with all these actors, I still don't understand why so many people have a hatred for him. I really don't. Now, I am not trying to convince you to be a Zack Snyder fan. If you don't like him, that is your opinion. I am not trying to change that. But again, from just looking at his filmography, looking at all the good he's done, yes, some of the films may not be on top of your list as favorite movies of all time, but he's done a lot of good in this role. And now that you understand why I appreciate him as a filmmaker, here is my review on his directorial debut in Hollywood, the 2004 remake of George Romero's classic, Dawn of the Dead. This reimagining of the classic delivers an intense, fast-paced experience for fans, which often people say, and I don't think I'm starting any arguments here, that this is his best film. Now, I would counter with my own points, but again, it's agreed upon in the internet space and the movie community space that this is his best film. Bullshit. Set in a world overrun by a mysterious virus turning people into flesh-eating zombies, the film, Zack Snyder, throws us into the film right away, before the credits even start. And speaking of credits, I have to hand it to Zack Snyder. He's the only man I think who's ever made a Johnny Cash song feel terrifying. When you listen to the lyrics of the song and then you have the imagery that he showcases, it really sets the tone for this movie and lets you know what type of movie you're walking into. The story follows a group of survivors. You have a cop, you have a nurse, you have a couple who's expecting a baby. The woman's been bit. And we follow them as they seek refuge in a shopping mall as they watch the world being destroyed on televisions. What set Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead apart from others is its pacing, its action sequences, and its visuals. In the cast itself, I saw it again recently, and there's really no weaknesses within that whole cast. You have Ving Rhames, who's great in anything he does. You have Mekhi Phifer, who was coming off 8 Mile success, and you have Ty Brennell. I hope I'm saying his name. He was a dad in Modern Family. It's pretty cool to see him as that silly character in that show, but then to see him as this asshole jerk.
Why don't we swing by the marina and hop in my boat and take it for a pleasure cruise, you jackasses?
If I have one nitpick about the film, it's that at the very beginning, when they're asleep, right after a night of passionate lovemaking, this young girl walks into their home in the middle, it's talking 6 a.m. in the morning, right? And they wake up and they're perfectly fine with this young girl in their house, like it's okay, like she had the keys to the house. I'm surprised there was no like honest reaction, like, what the fuck you doing in here? That's what I would say if a young kid came into my room at 6 a.m. But I always had that one problem, like they're just nonchalant. Hey, our neighbor's in the hallway. Hey, let me take you home, sweetheart. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And going back to the cast, we as an audience, we empathize with them because we understand enough about them. They all have their own fears and bring their own strengths and vulnerabilities to the dynamic of the group. He also has a great balance when it comes to the horror piece, the humor piece, and the action sequences. There's a balance between all three where one doesn't overpower the other. It's a fantastic remake, and since I don't have a rating system, I'm going to introduce it to you now. I'm just going to be a generic and give you a thumbs up. I love Siskel and Ebert, so I'm not going to go with a 10 or a 5 or get drunk while watching it. I'm just going to say thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs sideways. This gets a thumbs up for me. Before I close out this review, I want to share a personal story that's tied to this movie. Back when I was married, I'm talking late 90s, early 2000s, the ex-wife and I were really into horror movies. And we both saw the trailer to Dawn of the Dead 6 months before it had come out. And we were really excited when we wanted to see it. The thing was, my ex-wife was pregnant and we were expecting our first daughter. So 6 months before the movie came out, I had a dream. I had a dream that we went to see this movie. We were very excited about it. And her water broke and she gave birth to my daughter in the theater while watching Dawn of the Dead. And I woke up and I told her, I think the baby is going to be here sometime around March 19th or something like that. And she goes, really? Yeah. I go, yeah, I think she's going to be born March 19th. Turns out she was born March 18th. She was born on a Thursday. We didn't see the movie until it came out on DVD, but it's a close personal story that I have with me that I'll never forget.
That's one of the Dawn of the Dead.
Oh my god.
It's a remake of an old 70s movie, right? And it would be Angela love those movies. And when I found out, this was 6 months ago, that the movie's coming out March 19th.
Yeah. So
that night I had a dream. I drove to see the premiere March 19th and her water broke. And she had the baby in the movie theater. And I was like, I woke up and I told her, man, I think March 19th you're gonna have a baby.
Yes, I know I lost a lot of hair and I don't look a thing like I did. That was me. And for whatever reason, my daughter's birthday in 2021 tied to the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I don't know, maybe there's some astronomical connection between Zack Snyder and my kids and myself. I don't know, but any important event with his movies that I'm really looking forward to, there seems to be some sort of tie to my kids' birthdays with that event. I don't know, but I thought I'd share that with you. Well, I hope you enjoyed my first installment in my Zack Snyder review series. The next one's going to be 300. Admit it, we all hit the gym after we saw that movie. I'll be talking about that. That'll be out in a few days. But again, if you enjoyed this review series, put some comments down below, like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already. As of right now, I just passed 9,000 subscribers. I want to hit 10,000 before March of next year. So again, if you love my content, you want to support this guy from San Antonio who's trying to do good on YouTube, subscribe, let me know, and I'd love to hear from you. As always, I'll see you next time. Take care. God bless. And go Zack Snyder. The fuck am I talking about? That outro sucked, dude.